हम नशी तुझको है एक पुर मंजिल की तलाश मुझको
Dear Mudabbir Khalid Sahib, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. I hope and pray that you are keeping well. MTA International is producing a documentary for the upcoming Muslim Maud Day. We intend to cover various aspects of the life of Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad, with special reference to the prophecy about him. We would like you to carry out thorough research and investigate the prophecies and the life of Hazrat Muslim Maud. So basically, MTA have sent a film crew to record me while I do some research on the life of Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad. And I wasn't really expecting this at all, but I'm really looking forward to it, and looking forward to learn about the prophecy of the promised son and about the life of Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad. I don't know too much. What I do know is that he served as the second Khalifa of the Ahmadi Muslim community. He was Khalifa for around 50-something years. He set up a number of auxiliary organizations within the community, and the most important thing that I know about him is that there was a prophecy that the Prophet Messiah received in regards to the birth of the second Khalifa. Now the specifics of this prophecy I'm not too sure about, but it's something that I really look forward to learn about. My name is Mudabbir Khalid. I'm a 29-year-old financial analyst, and I'm on a journey to discover the life of the promised son. Along the way, I'll be meeting experts, tracing footsteps, and exploring this significant era in my community. February 20th, 1886. I confer upon you a sign of my mercy, according to what you begged of me. So I have heard your entreaties and have honoured your prayers with my acceptance through my mercy, and made your journey a source of blessings for you. My first impression is this is a long and detailed prophecy. There's a lot in here that I have a lot of questions about, but I'm definitely looking forward to investigating this. So as you know, the prophecy is quite lengthy. There's a lot of things in there that I didn't really understand. It's quite detailed. For example, the journey to Hoshiarpur will be a blessed journey. He will convert 3 into 4. Monday will be significant money. So there's a lot of questions in there that I want to find out the answers to. So there's a few things in here, right, that have really struck me. For example, one, it says here, such a son, according to the divine promise, will surely be born within 9 years, right? This prophecy was made in February 1886. So 9 years. So this prophecy should be completed within 9 years. So the period of the prophecy shall end in 1895, right? What makes it so remarkable is that there's a number of qualities that this promised son is meant to have. And for it to be so specific, to have all these qualities and then also to be born within those 9 years is quite remarkable, for it to be such a complex but also specific prophecy. What struck me, again, is that a month later, he had a daughter. So even though he's been promised to have a son, he has a daughter a month later, right? And then his opposition, they create an uproar. They say that this is, this is evidence that he's not a truthful person. And then a year later, he has a son. So then I'm assuming he's thinking, or people are thinking, okay, this could be the promised son. But then that son passes away early, right? And then the opposition uproar again. And I'm thinking, surely it could be questioned now that is this prophecy going to be fulfilled? What's happening with this prophecy? There's one line in here that really gave me the goosebumps. It says, if there is left only one day of the term announced, then God, the Lord of honor and glory, will not let that day end till he has fulfilled his promise. That is remarkable. God is basically saying that he will not let the time pass until the prophecy is fulfilled. That day will not finish. That day will go on until the son is born. That to me is pretty remarkable. The Prophet Messiah had that much trust in God as well. That much trust that he knows that God will not let him down. That is pretty astonishing, yeah. There was only so much that I could learn on my own, so I needed some guidance to help me on my journey. So during my research, I came across this book. It is written by Mudabbir Rahman. It is titled Fazl Umar, and it is on the life of Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad. Now, fortunately, I've been able to arrange an interview with Mudabbir Rahman, and I'm hoping to ask him some questions on the life of, on the timeline of the prophecy, and also on the background of how the prophecy came about. I met with Mudabbir Rahman Sahib to find the answers to some of my questions. Could you tell me a bit more about the background to the prophecy? Where did it stem from?
Of course, yes. So the prophecies were mentioned before the appearance of the promised Messiah. Hazrat Abdullah bin Umar narrates that the Holy Prophet ﷺ gave the glad tidings that when Jesus, son of Mary, descends upon the earth, he will marry and have children. So this is very significant for the Holy Prophet to mention marriage and children. It means they will have special significance. And the marriage will be of a special nature, and Allah Almighty would grant such children who would assist and cooperate with the mission of the promised Messiah.
In that first hadith that you mentioned from the Prophet ﷺ, that he will have a son, when he mentioned Hazrat Isa, he was actually referring to the promised Messiah or the coming Mahdi, who was going to be the Mahdi.
That's right. In the hadith, it mentions Isa bin Maryam always, and there is a significance that alludes to his spiritual station.
One of the things that I read in the prophecy was that a journey to Hoshiarpur, I believe, was going to be a blessed journey. What was so blessed about this journey? Why was it going to be a blessed journey?
Let's set some background. So in the 1800s, India was a virtual battleground for the major religions of the world. And Islam in particular was on the defensive against severe attacks from Christians and Hindus. He prayed earnestly to Allah Almighty to open a way for him because he faced great opposition from Christians, Hindus and Muslims. God Almighty directed him by revelation that your purpose will be achieved in Hoshiarpur.
Okay.
So thereafter he sought a house, a secluded house in Hoshiarpur. He took up residence on the first floor. It was in the outskirts of the town, and he spent 40 days, as mentioned, in Chilla, in solitude, in prayer and contemplation, and that is where Allah Almighty gave him the sign of the prophecy of the promised son, which he later published on 20th of February 1886.
What were actually the turn of the events after the prophecy was revealed? I mean, I remember reading that it wasn't that Hazrat Muslim didn't come straight away, and there were actually other children in between, and that actually upset a number of people. So what exactly happened?
On the 15th of April 1886, a daughter was born, Hazrat Ismat Bibi Saiba. And again there was a small storm of ridicule and abuse that we waited a son and a daughter was born. Soon after that, a son was born on the 7th of August 1887, was named Bashir Ahmed, and he is generally known as Bashir the First. So the promised Messiah received hundreds of letters asking, is he the promised son? Then Bashir the First died on 4th of November 1888 at the age of 16 months. So again there was a great commotion from the enemies that he was the promised son and he has died. So the promise.
So was there any period in that time where Hazrat Muslim Hazrat Masih Maud was thinking, what's happening with these prophecies? Was he ever concerned, or did he have full belief that this prophecy still be?
Absolutely, he had absolute firm conviction that within the 9-year period, the promised son will be born. Bashir Ahmed's death was, in line with the prophecy which he had made on the 20th of February 1886, in which the prophecy said, I shall multiply you exceedingly and shall bless your children, but some of them will die in their infancy.
So that was part of the prophecy?
So that was part of the prophecy. The children will be born, they will die, but the promised son, he will come with the illustrious qualities. Okay. And then by the grace of Allah Almighty, on the 12th of January 1889, a son was born, and he was named Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad, and his birth was made public on the same day through a leaflet. But at that time, Hazrat Masih Maud said, I do not know if he is the promised son. However, later in his books, he definitely said that he was a promised son.
Okay, so one thing that I'm aware of is that Hazrat Muslim Maud became Khalifa at a very young age. When did it actually become apparent to him that he is the promised son, that his father received the revelation?
So yes, it is true he became Khalifa at a very young age of 25. But for a long time, he did not announce that he is the promised reformer. Even though people kept inquiring and kept asking him, but he kept silent until 1944. He had a vision in which he was told that he is the promised reformer, and then he announced to the world in different places in India that he is actually the promised reformer that was prophesied by the Prophet Messiah.
I really enjoyed the interview. Not only is Mudabbir Rahman Sahib someone really enjoyable to talk to, but it was a really insightful interview. He had a lot of knowledge on the issue and the topic, and he answered the questions in a lot of depth. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. All my questions got answered, and as I mentioned, it wasn't just superficial answer. He went really into detail about what the situation was like at the time, you know, the timeline of all the prophecies that were made, and what the opposition said, how Hazrat Masih Maud reacted. So yeah, I was really happy with how it went. The most standout thing for me has to be the fact that this prophecy doesn't just begin with Hazrat Masih Maud. I mean, he received the prophecy of him having a promised son, but Hazrat Muhammad ﷺ actually received a prophecy 1400 years ago saying that Hazrat Isa will have a son. Now, we obviously, as the Ahmadiyya Muslim community, believe that Hazrat Isa is the second coming of Hazrat Isa is the promised Messiah. Now, obviously, the promised Messiah have received this prophecy that he will have a son. So it begins with Hazrat Muhammad ﷺ. Now, this is significant for me because it doesn't mean that this prophecy is just for us as the Ahmadiyya Muslim community. It's for all Muslims. If all Muslims recognize that, you know, this prophecy has been fulfilled, they will see that why this is such a special and remarkable prophecy and moment in the history of not just Ahmadiyya, but of Islam. Hazrat Muslim Maud made an official announcement in 1944 that he was in fact the fulfillment of this grand prophecy. I met with Abdul Basit Sahib, who was present at this historical moment, to find out more about how he made the announcement and what the atmosphere was like. Assalamu alaikum, Basit Sahib. So how old were you when Hazrat Muslim Maud made the announcement that he is the promised son?
हज़रत मुस्लिम मौद रज़ी अल्लाह ताला अन्हु ने जब मुस्लिम मौद होने का दावा फरमाया तो मैं उस वक़्त 10-11 साल का बच्चा था, और अक्सर जमात का ये ख्याल था कि हज़रत मुस्लिम मौद हज़रत मिर्ज़ा बशीरुद्दीन महमूद अहमद ही उसका मिस्दाक हैं। जो अलामात और निशानियाँ बयान की गई थीं वो हुज़ूर में पूरी हो रही थी, लेकिन ख़ुद हुज़ूर ये फरमाते थे कि मैं उस वक़्त दावा करूँगा जब खुदा ताला की तरफ से मुझे कहा जाएगा, वरना मेरे काम खुद बताएंगे कि मैं ही मुस्लिम मौद था।
How did Hazrat Muslim Maud decide that he was going to make this announcement? Did he see a dream or a vision, or did someone advise him that, you know, your qualities are being fulfilled, you should make the announcement now?
हुज़ूर तशरीफ़ ले गए हुए थे लाहौर में थे हुज़ूर। वहाँ उस ज़माने में अमीर थे मोहतरम शेख बशीर अहमद साहब, तो आप उनके यहाँ ठहरे हुए थे। वहाँ हुज़ूर ने कश्फ देखा जिसमें आपको ये बताया गया कि आप ही उस पेशगोई का मिस्दाक हैं, और इस पर आपने फिर वहाँ तो आपने ऐलान नहीं फरमाया, आप कादियान तशरीफ़ लाए। कादियान में खुतबा जुमा में आपने ये फिर ऐलान फरमाया कि वो पेशगोई जो हज़रत मसीह मौद अलैहिस्सलाम को अल्लाह ताला ने इस्लाम के निशान के तौर पे, इस्लाम की सदाकत के निशान के तौर पे अता फरमाई थी, उसका मैं मिस्दाक हूँ। हुज़ूर ने वहाँ उस खुतबे में तफसील से वो अपना रोया भी बयान फरमाया, और उसके बाद फिर वो निशानात जो अलामात बयान किए गए थे उनका जिक्र भी किया, और उस खुतबे में फिर हुज़ूर ने पहली दफ़ा ऐलान फरमाया। जब हुज़ूर ये बयान फरमा रहे थे कि मैं उस पेशगोई का मिस्दाक हूँ, तो हज़रत मुफ्ती मोहम्मद सादिक साहब जो हज़रत मसीह मौद अलैहिस्सलाम के पुराने सहाबी थे, उन्होंने कहा कि जो हुज़ूर जो फरमा रहे हैं हम उस पर ईमान लाते हैं। लफ्ज़ तो मुझे याद नहीं है उन्होंने कि लफ्ज़ क्या, लेकिन मुझे अच्छी तरह याद है कि कुछ जगह बैठे हुए थे, कहाँ से वो खड़े थे, मैं कहाँ बैठा था, और हुज़ूर का मिंबर। ये सारी चीज़ें अगर अब भी मैं मस्जिद अक्सा कादियान जाऊँ तो मुअय्यन तौर पे ये सारी चीज़ें बता सकता हूँ। तो बहरहाल उस खुतबे में हुज़ूर ने پہلی دفعہ یہ اعلان فرمایا. اور جیسا میں نے بتایا کہ میں پوچھنا چاہتا تھا کہ آج کا خطبہ کچھ مختلف کیوں ہے, تو جب باہر نکلے تو پھر اس وقت تو سمے ہی اور تھا, پوچھنے کی ضرورت ہی نہیں تھی. لوگ ایک دوسرے کو مل رہے تھے, مبارکباد دے رہے تھے, مٹھائیاں آ گئیں, مٹھائی تقسیم ہو رہی ہے, کیونکہ خدا تعالیٰ کا ایک نشان پورا ہو رہا تھا. وہ جو رویا حضور نے دیکھا تھا اس میں حضور نے فرمایا کہ میں مسیح موعود ہوں, میں اس کا خلیفہ ہوں, میں اس کا مثیل ہوں. تو حضور نے فرمایا کہ اس سے مجھے پتہ چلا کہ اب مجھے اعلان کرنا چاہیے, اور جو خدا تعالیٰ نے مجھے بات مجھ پہ کھولی ہے وہ میں لوگوں کو بتاؤں.
Around the time that Hazrat Muslim Maud made the announcement, were there many jalsas that were happening?
میں اس خطبے میں موجود تھا. وہ خطبہ میں نے مسجد اقصیٰ میں سنا. اس کے بعد حضور نے یہ مناسب سمجھا کہ ہندوستان کے بڑے بڑے شہروں میں اس پیشگوئی کی تشہیر اور اس پیشگوئی کا پورا ہونا جو ہے اس کو بیان کیا جائے. تو حضور نے 4 پبلک جلسے کیے تھے جو عام طور پہ جماعت میں اس طرح کے جلسے کم ہی ہوئے ہیں. ہوشیارپور جہاں یہ پیشگوئی بیان فرمائی تھی حضور نے, جہاں حضور نے جا کے چلا کشی کی تھی, ہوشیارپور, پھر لاہور, دہلی, لدھیانہ, 4 جگہ. تو اتفاق ہے کہ میں 4 میں سے 3 جلسوں میں خود حاضر تھا.
These are the scenes from the jalsas here, right? Were they special? Did they feel special? Was there something overwhelming, or was there something that
اس
really
کے بعد تو ایسے لگتا تھا کہ پہلے اگر حضور چلتے تھے تو اب دوڑنے لگے. تو حضور اس وقت پھر اللہ تعالیٰ کے فضل سے, اللہ تعالیٰ کی رہنمائی میں مسلم موعود ہونے کی وجہ سے جماعت کی ترقی کے لیے بہت سی اسکیمیں سوچ رہے تھے, اور ایک دم ترقی کا جس طرح ایک نیا جال ڈالا جاتا ہے اس طرح سے دنیا میں ترقی ہو رہی تھی.
I know that Hazrat Muslim Maud made the announcement many years after he became Khalifa. Why did it take him so long? What was he waiting for?
حضور یہ فرماتے تھے کہ پیشگوئی کا جو باتیں اس میں بیان کی گئی ہیں, اگر وہ میرے ذریعے سے پوری ہو جائیں گی تو مجھے اعلان کی ضرورت ہی نہیں ہے. لیکن جب وہ خواب اور کشف کی وجہ سے حضور کو بتایا گیا, اور پھر حضور نے ضروری سمجھا کہ اب اللہ تعالیٰ نے مجھے بتایا تو مجھے چاہیے کہ میں لوگوں کو بتا دوں.
After doing all my research and meeting all the experts, I'm going to create a timeline to help me understand the series of events. On the 20th of February 1886, after returning from Hoshiarpur, the promised Messiah publishes the prophecy of the promised son. On the 12th of January 1889, the promised son, Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad, is born within the 9-year period as stated in the prophecy. On the 14th of March 1914, Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad is elected as the second Khalifa of the promised Messiah. In 1944, Hazrat Mirza Bashiruddin Mahmud Ahmad announces to the world that he is the promised son and the fulfillment of the prophecy. In this whole journey, what I was surprised to learn was that this prophecy began 1400 years ago with the Holy Prophet of Islam, sallallahu alaihi wasallam. In the next episode,
ہم نشیں
As soon as Huzur got off the train, on the platform with all his companions, with the 12 companions that were accompanying him, Azan was said, Takbir was called, and Namaz was said on the platform.
on the platform.
On the platform. Wow. That the first ever Shura of Jamaat-e-Ahmadiyya UK was called here at this place.
This newspaper called the Light Tribuna, they approached Hazrat Muslim Maud, published an interview and published this photograph, which is a never before seen photograph.